Coming up, Sarasota County clears another legal hurdle over the Lido Beach Renourishment Project. Plus, a life-saving medication coming to Sarasota County schools, and a disaster declaration been issued for Central Texas after near-record floods trigger evacuations and rescues. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching ABC 7 News at noon.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us. New at noon, another twist in the battle of the beaches. City of Sarasota clears another legal hurdle in its plan to rebuild parts of the critically eroded Lido Beach, while those against the dredging plan on Siesta are dealing now with a setback. ABC 7's Jess Dowdrick joins us with where this renourishment project on Lido stands now. Jess?
Scott, this is a big victory for the city of Sarasota. A judge has tossed out a lawsuit by a Siesta Key group that aimed to block the city's plans to dredge Big Pass and rebuild parts of Lido Beach. Some people on Siesta Key are worried their beaches will be negatively affected if Big Pass is dredged. But now that the lawsuit is out of the picture, the city is moving forward with its plan to renourish Lido Beach. This morning, city manager Tom Barwin gave ABC 7 this statement, which says in part, quote, "The litigation has delayed the project by over a year. I only wish the $500,000 collectively spent in litigation could have been invested in collaborating to advance our collective shoreline protective efforts. But with this decision, we should be able to move forward." And right now, the city is struggling to keep the Lido shoreline from eroding further. Earlier this year, the city placed large sandbags along the shoreline, but lots of them were wiped out during Hurricane Michael. All the bags that were down on the beach have been emptied and removed, but the bags by the pool and pavilion, those are still intact. Now, the city plans to replace the sandbags that were by the dunes in the near future to continue to protect the area through the rest of hurricane season. The city also hopes those bags will stay in place until the emergency renourishment project begins, which is expected to start no later than November 15th. Scott.
All right, Jess, thanks for the update. Also new today at noon, a road rage incident lands a Venice man in jail. Sarasota County Sheriff's deputies say Gage Bracken was driving on Tamiami Trail Sunday night when a truck pulled up next to him. Bracken said he told the truck driver there was something wrong with his bumper, but then the driver drifted the truck into his lane. Investigators say Bracken then followed the truck into a Walmart parking lot and threw a glass vape bottle, which shattered on the truck and cut the driver. Bracken sped off, but was later arrested. In First Alert traffic, more roundabouts could soon go up along two busy roads in Manatee County. Manatee County commissioners asking the county's public works staff to look into converting several intersections into roundabouts. 5 areas are being considered, 2 on Honore Avenue, 3 on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard. Those intersections do not have a large number of accidents, but some residents have complained about it being difficult to get in and out of their neighborhoods because of the busy traffic. A life-saving medication is coming to Sarasota County schools. The Sarasota County School Board approving a $7,500 grant from the Florida Department of Health. That grant will bring the nasal mister form of naloxone to the school district. Naloxone is a medication designed to rapidly reverse an opioid overdose. School board members say although there is not a problem with overdoses among students, there has been a 200% increase in opioid overdose deaths in the state since the year 2000.
It gives us another tool in our toolbox. It gives us another resource that our officers can use. Our officers are a great police force, and I think this just gives them and enables them to do an even better job.
I hope we never use this medicine, have a need for it, but if we do have the need, we'll be able to hopefully save someone's life by having this tool available to our officers.
Sarasota County Schools Police Chief says once they receive the naloxone shipment, all of the officers in the school district will be trained on how to use it properly. It's been 1 week since Hurricane Michael struck the Panhandle as a Category 4 storm, but the region is still far away from a full recovery. More deaths are being reported in the aftermath of the storm. At least 29 people are dead across Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, and Virginia. Several communities were destroyed as a result of the hurricane's strong winds and storm surge. Emergency management officials say 137,000 Florida customers are still without power, but there is a glimmer of hope now that cell phone service has started to return to that stricken zone a week later. I think we're talking a recovery that may take years in some of those areas.
Well, they're still recovering from Katrina.
That's true.
Some places, so and this was much worse than Katrina.
Yep.
In some ways, certainly not in the death toll, but in destruction.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's going to take a long, long time. And, of course, here locally, we're kind of concerned about whether or not, it's eluded the red tide. And, of course, we'll find that out a little bit later today. At least we'll get some insight into it. We won't necessarily find out. But we'll learn a little more about it as we get some sample data back from the state. But we do have some Mote Marine reports that have come in and have shown a little increase in the irritant in the air as of this morning compared to 24 hours ago, or compared to 12 hours ago. We're seeing now in areas, especially of our northern beaches, Holmes Beach, Coquina Key, a little bit of a minor amount of irritant in the air, and then down around the Comas as well. But many other beaches are showing none at all. So, of course, obviously this changes from day to day and really from hour to hour, depending on which way the wind blows. And we had some reports of no issues whatsoever in many locations and out in Gulf waters, people boating around and such. So, it's a mixed bag news, and so far so good, I guess. A lot of sunshine out there, a little fair weather clouds, and not a whole lot of rain in the forecast for today. Titan radar pretty quiet. It'll be a day kind of like yesterday. Daytime highs topping out around 92 degrees with only minor chances of rainfall in the afternoon, about a 10% chance or so. We have perhaps some slightly cooler weather coming our way, and we'll talk about that coming up in just a few. Scott.
All right, John, thank you. Now to the state of emergency in Texas, where deadly flooding has caused rivers to rise to record levels. The rushing water so powerful it washed out a bridge. ABC's Clayton Sandell is in Llano, Texas.
This morning, a disaster declaration for central Texas. Near record floods triggering evacuations and rescues. The Llano River west of Austin, rising nearly 26 feet in just a few hours. Too much for this bridge near Kingsland, Texas. The brute force of the rushing water crushing the bridge under the rapids. Views that normally look like this now look like this. Schools are closed, cars stuck, raging floodwaters carrying debris over the top of swollen dams.
Is that a deck? That looks like a deck that's just going over. Wow.
Officials say a body was found in floodwaters, possibly the last of 4 victims swept away last week when floodwaters overtook an RV park.
Clayton Sandell reporting there. A bus driver in Leander, Texas is out of a job after he drove around a barricade and then through a flooded low water crossing. The bus was swept into a creek and the rushing water dragged it several yards. The bus finally stopped when it was lodged against a tree. Rescue crews pulled the driver and a student from that bus.
That went out over the dispatch today, obviously with all the rain, but the situation, the driver decided to try to go through the low water crossing. Unfortunately, in this situation, the driver made a bad choice and decided to try to cross the road, and fortunately, everyone was safe.
Yeah, again, no one was hurt. The driver has been charged with a felony count of child endangerment and 1 count of driving around a barricade. A Manatee County woman's dream vacation turned into a nightmare when she first arrived at an airport in Spain. Michelle Bueno of Palmetto was born in the Dominican Republic but has been a permanent U.S. resident since she was a baby. When she arrived in Madrid with her passport and permanent resident card, immigration officials would not let her in without a visa. Bueno says they took her phone, searched her bags, and put her in a holding room for more than 24 hours before she was sent back home. Bueno says she doesn't understand why the issue wasn't raised when she boarded the flight in Miami or during her layover in Charlotte.
I mean, I went through 2 security checkpoints and 2 check-ins. They should have, my ticket said I was going to Spain. Employees were just not doing their job because even before in Charlotte, she looked through my passport and she did not say, knowing she's on that flight with us going to Spain, didn't say, where's your visa? So I should have never been allowed on that plane at all in Miami.
We reached out to American Airlines for a statement on Michelle's experience, but 2 weeks later, no response yet. One airport official at SRQ told us it's the passenger's responsibility to know all the rules. As for Michelle, she says she's going through the steps to become an American citizen so that this doesn't happen again. Still to come in your Suncoast News, a 4-year-old is now seeing for the first time after a miraculous eye surgery. And what's causing the number of reported cases of Zika in Florida to skyrocket?
When ABC7 declares a first alert weather day, it means we can expect major changes to weather conditions here along the Sun Coast.
It means there could be severe, potentially dangerous weather ahead.
We tell you when a first alert weather day is coming because we want you to be prepared.
A first alert weather day is an advance warning. We'll let you know about any changes in the weather when the first signs appear.
ABC7 First Alert Weather. We're here for you.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do-it-yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Rugs as Art. You know the name, you know the building, but do you know what's inside? Yes, Rugs as Art is Florida's #1 area rug superstore. But there is so much more. Amazing furniture, accessories, and art. All this and more. Come see for yourself. You'll love our personal touch and be pleasantly surprised by our affordable prices. Rugs as Art and more. There is so much more to explore.
You want a Maserati, but you need an SUV. Why not have both? Levante, the Maserati of SUVs.
Experience it at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TrueStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189. Now, for a free, no-obligation quote, TrueStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage. Call 1-800-842-7189 now.
Now your ABC7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Yeah, so 87-degree air temperature already, just about exactly where we were yesterday at this hour with a dew point value of a mid-70s, making it feel pretty sticky outside. Humidity is at 67%. Southeast wind breezy at 13. We'll continue on for the remainder of the day, kind of pinning our sea breeze close to the coast, switching around a little bit in the afternoon with the sea breeze, but again, pretty close to the coastline. Our rain chance minimal today, only at about 10%. Again, we have that dry air aloft, and that's what's giving us that deep blue sky out there. 92, our forecast high temperature. I raised it up just a little bit from this morning's forecast, and I think as we head through the afternoon, we'll probably trend those temperatures down into the 80s, but they won't drop off as quickly as they usually would at this time of year because the air is just way too humid. Titan radar right now not picking up anything in the way of any echoes across the state, so it's still pretty dry across our area. Such is not the case across the deep south and unfortunately back into Texas where you just saw all those flooding videos. Again, more rain showers around today because of a frontal boundary. That front, though, is starting to move, so areas in the deep south will see their rain showers progress southward into Florida over the next 24 hours as the front sinks south. We'll watch that front eventually just kind of run out of steam and basically stall out across North Florida, giving them a slight chance at some showers, a little better chance, maybe about a 40% chance tomorrow through Friday. We'll increase our rain chance a little bit on Friday because of that. But this is not going to be a big weather maker for us, this frontal boundary. It's not going to produce anything in the way of severe weather, and it's really not even going to cool us off all that much, maybe a degree or two, but that's about it. For today, we stay warm, we stay mostly dry, and we wait for perhaps another front, not this one, but a secondary front that'll move through here by the end of the weekend that might bring us some cooler temperatures for Sunday a little bit, and then for the beginning of next work week as well. Back behind this front, there are some significantly cooler temperatures. In fact, we might even get some snow at higher elevations back to the west in the Rockies. And of course, we're getting these showers and thunderstorms in parts of Texas. The frontal boundary itself lies through the deep south and really does kind of separate the temperatures in the 80s from temperatures in the 50s and 60s. So it's a pretty sharp dividing line between the cold, cooler air and the really moist, deep air that we have over the deep south and Florida Peninsula. If you look at where the storms might form today, the thunderstorms, they're definitely going to be on our coast, favored on our coast. And the reason for that is that sea breeze will be kept pretty close to our coastline by that general easterly wind that you just saw. It's pretty breezy at this hour. So that keeps the collision zone of winds pretty much locked right into the coastal regions, and hence that's where the thunderstorm risk will be highest. Nothing here in the severe category for us, and even the thunderstorm risk is really very small. And that because of all this dry air aloft, one of the reasons anyway, and that dry air limiting the number of actually even showers that we get today to 10% or less. So won't even be seeing much of that around, and most of us will stay dry. The Futurecast put into motion doesn't show a whole lot in the way of rainfall for most of us, but especially the southern areas may get tagged by a shower or two. And that's really about it. Well, that's the reason that we stay so warm this afternoon. No cooling rain showers around. We'll top it out at around 92. What we need is to turn our winds a little bit to the north and draw down some of the cooler air that's back to the west. And that will probably happen later in the week. Tropics look good right now. The far Atlantic looks just fine. If you are thinking about taking a cruise next week or this week, it should be a-okay. The one system that moved into Belize now moving away. It produced some heavy rainfall, but there is no chance for any development of that system anymore. So for the next 5 days or so, things look pretty quiet. Northeast wind turning to the northwest with that sea breeze in the afternoon, and the forecast today, 92 with a 10% chance of rain tomorrow. I don't see any rain showers chance. And then on Friday, maybe that front producing a 20% chance. We stay dry over the weekend, I think. But a frontal boundary kind of sinking south cools us off just a little bit Sunday into Monday. And then a low pressure area brings us a chance of rain on Tuesday. Scott.
John, thank you so much. In Health Smart, an urgent health alert about a mysterious illness called AFM. The CDC is out with new numbers confirming 62 cases across 22 states, most of them involving children. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says 127 cases are under investigation. The medical name is acute flaccid myelitis, or AFM. The rare polio-like illness causes paralysis and is affecting children across the country. More than 90% are in patients 18 or younger with an average age of 4 years old. But despite its similarities to polio, there's currently no vaccine. The number of reported Zika cases in Florida this year has now increased to 80. There's been a gradual increase in the mosquito-borne disease. Zika is particularly dangerous to pregnant women because it can cause severe birth defects. The Department of Health says one baby has been born with congenital Zika syndrome, which can involve brain damage. So far, no Zika cases have been reported in Sarasota or Manatee counties. The vast majority of the 80 cases are considered travel-related. A 4-year-old boy in Oregon is seen a lot more clearly after a new gene therapy treatment. Brenna Kelly has the story.
Caspian Soto is like any other 4-year-old, curious and chatty. Hi. But he's been navigating the world in a black hole, born with a rare genetic mutation causing blindness.
He was just staring at overhead lights all of the time. He wasn't making eye contact. He wasn't tracking toys that we put in front of his face and waved to play with him.
Not long after Caspian was diagnosed, doctors told his parents there might be treatment soon approved by the FDA that could help their son.
Do we go along and not do this treatment and then he pretty certainly is going to go blind? Or do we do this treatment and have a risk of that happening?
They took a leap of faith and trusted Caspian's eyes with Dr. Andreas Lauer at OHSU, who performed the surgeries on him in late September. It's a new gene therapy treatment offered at only a few centers in the country. Doctors inject genetic material underneath the retina to try and treat these conditions.
It's pretty remarkable to be able to provide treatment for something that was previously resulted in blindness.
Caspian, only the second person in Oregon to undergo this treatment, came out of surgery in a whole new world. His parents say it only took 2 weeks for him to start seeing spaces in a new way.
I keep having to sort of like pinch myself and be like, is this real? Is this something do I not have to worry about this anymore?
Caspian is 4 years old, but his parents say doctors only expect his vision to improve.
A star. A star, yeah. We got out of the car and he goes, Mama, a star. And it wasn't really a star. And I said, that's not a star, that's a plane in the sky, but how awesome that you can see that.
That's Brenna Kelly reporting. Caspian's future holds many more eye exams on a regular basis, but the Soto family says they're just excited to start this new life with their son. Let's get over to the kitchen now and say hello to ABC 7 Culinary Director Judy Gallagher. Find out what she's cooking today. Hi, Judy.
Well, hi there, Scott. You know, every year it seems like we're all making butternut squash bisque, which is delicious and I love it. But this year for Thanksgiving, I thought I'd go with a little twist with a more Israeli Moroccan flavor and make a carrot soup that has turmeric and tahini in it. Tahini is that Lebanese sesame seed paste that just adds unbelievable flavor to things. And you're going to see it evolve more and more and more. People are using it with salad dressings. I use it. Sometimes I even put a hit right in there with a gravy just to bring that creamy flavor in the paste. So today we're going to saute up some onions and garlic, put in some organic carrots because we really want to use organic vegetables. That's really when you get that sweet taste of the carrot. Simmer it down with our herbs. Then we're going to put it in the blender to puree it, and then we'll top it with some diced red pears, and we'll make a little tahini sauce, which I think is going to be light and lovely because it's still hot out there. So if you want to make this for dinner tonight or a practice run for Thanksgiving, we have you covered on your soup course. I'll be back in a few minutes to get started.
Hello, Mom.
Amanda's mom's appointment just got rescheduled for today. Amanda needs Right at Home. Our customized care plan provides as much or as little help as her mom requires, whether it's a ride to the doctor or help around the house.
Oh, of course. Tom, I am really sorry. I've got to go.
Look, call Right at Home. Get the right care right at home.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
Blue 32! Blue 32! Hut hut! It's the Gatto Gridiron Challenge. The game's on to sell 2,000 vehicles. 12 teams compete for the #1 spot. Score a great deal at every Gatto dealership. Buy with zero down. Make no payments for 90 days. Choose from 14 of your favorite brands, all on sale. Who will make it to the end zone? You decide. Rush to a Gatto location near you or visit Gatto.com.
Gatto's got it.
Tomorrow at 9 on Suncoast View.
Can dancers kick up their heels and get ready to rule the dance floor? I'm Linda Carson. On Suncoast View, meet local celebrities competing for the Mirror Ball in Can Dance. And you can follow along as we get a dance lesson. Find out how to keep the cool air flowing in your home, and Green Path Veterans Farms is in the kitchen.
Tomorrow at 9 on Suncoast View.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blog, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining. ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
Now to the Mega Millions fever sweeping the country. The jackpot now at a record high with another chance to win Friday. With no one matching all 6 numbers last night, the Mega Millions jackpot now smashing its previous record, swelling to $868 million. The prize money has been building since July when a group of California coworkers split a $543 million prize. Now the odds might be daunting, 1 in 302 million, but that has not stopped people from doing anything they can to increase their odds.
This is the ticket. I only needed this one ticket.
This is going to be my first time getting a ticket from the Bluebird, the famous Bluebird. So hopefully, first timers' luck will.
If you can't wait for Friday night, the Powerball game features a $345 million prize, and the drawing for that jackpot is set for tonight. Beachgoers on Daytona Beach got quite the show yesterday when a small plane crashed into the Atlantic Ocean. Lifeguards pulled the one person on board safely to shore. Rescuers then went back, tied a rope near the plane's cabin, and used a jet ski to tow it to shore. The pilot was treated and taken to a hospital. There's no word yet on what caused the plane to go down. Coast Guard said nothing from the plane leaked into the water. All right, back to the kitchen and checking again with Judy Gallagher. Hi, Judy.
Hey there, Scott. So we're starting on the carrot soup with tahini. We have 1 medium onion chopped, and that will go in with a little olive oil and a little butter. The oil balances out the temperature of the butter so it won't brown, and that's what we're looking for. Of course, some salt and pepper. And just give it a swirl and let this render for about 2 minutes, okay? But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add 2 to 3 cloves of garlic. I'm saving 1 clove later when we make that delicious tahini sauce. And often, I'll tell you, just using something like plain yogurt and a little turmeric and tahini paste, fantastic for a sauce in a sandwich or anything. So once that sautés down, and you don't want it to get brown, you want it to get translucent, we're gonna add some sweetened hot paprika and just a pinch of the vindaloo curry. I don't like to use too much, but I love that flavor. Get that over at the Spice and Tea Exchange. And now turmeric. Turmeric is so good for you. It's an anti-inflammatory. So we all should be using, cooking, drinking more turmeric tea. And this is a great way to bring in that lovely Moroccan flavor, but also it's going to give it a bright yellow color, and it's going to be really healthy for us. So after that kind of melts in together the flavors, we're going to add the carrots. And again, like I mentioned, these are organic because I really think the flavor of organic vegetables really is what brings you that ultimate flavor. It's like the perfect tomato, right? Even happens with carrots too. So give that a saute and it will start to tender down. And then what we'll do is we'll add about 2 to 3 cups of chicken stock. Now, if you want to go vegetarian, absolutely, you can use vegetable stock. That'll work beautifully. You're going to start it, bring it to a boil, and then let this simmer covered for about 25 minutes, and then I'll take the cover off. So when we come back, I'm going to blend up the soup that's already done, and then we'll make that tahini dressing, that little sauce that's going to go on top with some pistachios and diced red pears. It's going to be delicious.
Your last chance for 2018 Honda Accords on sale is now during our model year-end sale. Drive new Accords for just $249 a month. Get an Accord, the North American car of the year, for less than the competition. With more standard features than Camry, Honda Sensing, multi-angle camera, turbocharged engine, and more. New Accords, just $249 a month. Your last chance for Accords, all on sale this week at your local Honda dealer.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call, and you cannot be turned down for any reason. Even if you have health problems or are living on a fixed income, guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance policies could work for you, with prices starting at less than 32 cents a day. That's as low as $9.40 a month. TruStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, Those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
My mom didn't have life insurance and the cost all fell on me. And that's expensive. We're still paying for that.
Yeah, we're still paying for that.
Call 1-800-218-4991 now. In one phone call, you can help prepare your family with protection amounts up to $25,000. There are no medical tests or health questions. And remember, you cannot be turned down for any reason. In fact, TruStage policies are already protecting over 18 million Americans. And rates are designed to be affordable, starting at less than 32 cents a day. That's as low as $9.40 a month. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease.
When I leave, everything will be taken care of for them.
Call 1-800-218-4991 now for a free, no-obligation quote. TruStage offers plans to fit your budget with prices starting at less than 32 cents a day. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage. Call 1-800-218-4991 now.
We just finished dinner and it was time for homework.
He hates homework.
It makes no sense.
I don't know how he finds anything in his backpack.
I can't find my backpack.
I couldn't even read his handwriting.
Holding the pencil makes my hand hurt.
I know he's bright.
Why is it so hard for me?
He's
I'm
just
trying
gotta
as
try a
hard
little
as
harder.
I can.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. Go to understood.org, a free online resource with support and tools to help your child thrive.
Like ABC7 on Facebook to stay connected to the team you trust.
We are running a 24/7 operation, a 24-center command post. We have teams ready to respond at a moment's notice when a tip comes in.
Coming up, the search for 13-year-old Jamie Kloss is intensifying. The FBI now looking into more than 200 tips to try to find the missing teen. Plus, how a 167-year-old law is now being used to deny liability in a duck boat tragedy that killed 17 people.
You're watching ABC 7 News at 12:30.
Welcome back. Our top story at 12:30. Authorities are desperate to find a 13-year-old girl who they said was taken from her Wisconsin home where her parents were found dead. And with a mysterious disappearance case like this, every second counts. They now have more than 150 members of law enforcement working around the clock. Alex Perez has the story.
Authorities say in mysterious disappearance cases like this one, every second counts. They now have more than 150 members of law enforcement working this case around the clock. Now, 13-year-old Jamie Kloss is described as a sweet and shy girl who loves dancing and sports. She was last seen at a family gathering Sunday. Hours after that gathering, about 1 a.m. Monday, authorities got a puzzling call to 911. The caller did not speak. The dispatcher only heard what sounded like commotion in the background. When officers responded to the home in rural Barron, Wisconsin, they discovered Jamie's parents dead. The girl nowhere to be found. Investigators are remaining tight-lipped about the crime scene, but say they recovered bullet casings in the home. Authorities have determined a reported possible sighting of Jamie in an SUV in Miami was not a credible lead, but they have received more than 200 tips they are following up on since they issued an Amber Alert for her on Monday. Her emotional family says they just want to see her come home soon. Authorities have also interviewed Jamie's classmates and friends, hoping they'll find the key piece of information they need to crack this case wide open. Alex Perez, ABC News, Barron, Wisconsin.
Developing story now out of Columbus County, North Carolina, where a state trooper is dead following a shooting. Highway Patrol officials say the trooper had stopped the vehicle when the driver fired several shots and then drove off. Police tried to stop the truck and the driver took off again, which led to a brief chase. The driver then ran from the truck after it got stuck on a railroad crossing. He was found in some nearby woods and arrested. The trooper died at a nearby hospital. Companies that operated a duck boat that sank, killing 17 people, are invoking a law from 1851 to avoid liability. The tour boat capsized near Branson, Missouri last July during a storm. Citing that 167-year-old maritime law, the companies asked the federal court to consolidate civil actions against them and to rule they have little or no liability. Tia Coleman, who lost 9 family members in that accident, said the filing is hurtful and insensitive. For the first time, a woman is leading the largest command in the U.S. Army. Lieutenant General Laura Richardson is now commanding the U.S. Army Forces Command, which is headquartered at Fort Bragg, North Carolina. That includes 776,000 soldiers and 96,000 civilians. Some beaches on the east coast of Florida are closed today because of red tide. Beach access points in Indian River County are closed while county officials work with the Department of Health to assess the conditions. There have been reports of dead fish and mild respiratory irritation there. People with respiratory issues are being told to stay away from those beaches for the next 2 to 10 days. Something we can obviously relate to. We've had better conditions here on the Suncoast. You mentioned we're going to find out more with the FWC's latest report later today.
We'll find out if the locations where they sampled anyway had had any kind of red tide concentrations, or if they've improved or gone down. Generally speaking, we've improved by about 25% over the last week or so. So that's great. Yeah, glad to see that. Any kind of improvement helps. We are continuing to watch some blue skies and a few fair weather clouds. Nothing here that really causes us too much concern in the way of any kind of major rainfall event, that's for sure. If you get any rainfall today, you're going to be one of the lucky ones, I'll tell you. We don't have much of a chance today or tomorrow for that matter, so a string of kind of dry, hot days. We're watching a few clouds out in Gulf waters, but that's it, really. Big ridge of high pressure kind of suppressing all cloud cover across our region. Dry air aloft as well, keeping the radar pretty quiet this morning. We have had the radar down in our area, but using a composite of other radars in the location, we're not really seeing much happening. 10% chance of rainfall for the later afternoon. Otherwise, pretty quiet conditions. High temperature, about 92. A lot of humidity around, though, and that will probably last for the next several days. May have some changes coming up for the weekend, though, that I think everyone will like, and we'll talk about that coming up in just a few. Scott?
John, thank you. Canada is now the second country after Uruguay to legalize and regulate marijuana. Canada, also the first G7 nation to make this move. Officials there say legal marijuana will reduce related crimes and keep profits away from crime organizations. As for the U.S., 9 states and the District of Columbia allow recreational pot use. 30 states, including Florida, permit medical marijuana. The U.S. marijuana industry brought in $9 billion in sales last year. A late-night blast-off from Cape Canaveral, United Launch Alliance Atlas V rocket blasting off around midnight on board an Air Force communications satellite. It's all part of a $15 billion constellation that's designed to improve communications for military forces of the U.S., Canada, the Netherlands, and the United Kingdom. The system was developed by Lockheed Martin and is expected to eventually feature 6 satellites. The NASA astronaut who survived last week's failed launch and emergency landing of a Russian rocket says he knew he needed to stay calm. Air Force Colonel Nick Hague and a Russian cosmonaut were just 2 minutes into their flight to the International Space Station when the Soyuz rocket failed. Their capsule ripped away from the rocket and then plummeted to Earth.
It was surprising. You look up, you're a little bit startled, and then I saw the booster failure light inside the capsule. And at that point, I realized, hey, we're not going to make it to orbit today, and your training kicks in, and you're ready to respond. And so Alexei and I changed gears, and we were focused on getting down on the ground as safely as we could.
And Russian space officials say the astronauts were in good condition, even though they experienced a gravitational force that was 6 to 7 times more than what's felt here on Earth when their capsule went into that steep, harrowing fall back to the ground. A Russian accident investigation is continuing with all crew launches to the space station now on hold. A New York family is offering a $500 reward after they say an important pumpkin was stolen from their yard. The Beckmans live on Long Island, and they say their grandfather planted the seeds for a giant 100-pound pumpkin before he died. But they say someone snatched it from their yard, and 6-year-old Kevin Beckman is very upset.
We were eating dinner, and my dad said that the pumpkin was stolen. So then we were crying because that was the last gift from my pop, because he died in May. And he was a very good man to me.
Oh, there's a pumpkin Scrooge out there. The family says the reward will go to whoever returns the pumpkin or can identify the thieves who stole it. Hope he gets it back. All right, back to the kitchen now. Chef Judy is cooking a delicious soup. It smells so good, Judy.
Oh, good. Okay, we're almost done there, Scott. So we've simmered down the carrots with the broth, and now we're going to add tahini. Now, tahini is that sesame paste. When you first open it, it's going to be about 1.5 inches of the oil from the sesame seeds. You need to stir it, and you need to stir it well. I'm going to turn the blender on just for a minute, and you can either use a regular blender or you can use an immersion blender. There we go. That should be just the right texture that we want. So you can see the brightness of the colors between the turmeric and the carrots. Doesn't that look just so good? And now we have a fun part. We're going to take some lemon juice, some garlic, and some more of this tahini. It's when you travel in the Middle East, like in Israel, I went to those shuk markets, and it was just flowing. Tahini was flowing literally from these tahini fountains, and they have flavors that are incredible that just match beautifully. So we'll give that a little stir, just a teeny bit more lemon juice. You can add a teeny bit. If it gets too thick, you can add a teeny bit of water or chicken stock or yogurt. That'll be perfect. And then check this out. This is the real fun part. I always like being a little bit creative with my soup toppings, so there's lots of texture. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this tahini sauce and that bright bit of lemon right there and kind of give it a little swirl. And then some diced fresh red pears, a little shredded raw carrot, and that gives it more texture. And then some pistachio nuts. If you don't want to use pistachio nuts, or it does get pricey, you can definitely use toasted pumpkin seeds. But how bright and delicious is that? And it's not going to be too heavy, since we don't have cream in it, to use it as a starter for Thanksgiving. But certainly tonight, our dinner is this delicious turmeric-style carrot soup with tahini and a salad. I'll be back in a few minutes for the first taste.
Ready to open up new opportunities as an electrician? Don't do it yourself. Team up with Mr. Sparky instead. We're locally owned and looking for people like you. We offer our electricians great perks that you just won't get going it alone. And whether you're an apprentice, a master electrician, or somewhere in between, we have a spot for you.
Best decision I ever made.
Apply online or call today.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
If you don't want to fall immediately into love, look away. If you don't want to awaken a desire for excellence, look away. If you don't want to be seduced, please look away.
Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
Recovery from mental and substance use disorders is real.
You can recover.
It's possible. It happens every day.
Never give up on yourself.
Discover hope and help.
The world is a beautiful place again.
Join the Voices for Recovery. For confidential information for mental and substance use disorders, call 1-800-662-HELP.
Now your ABC7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
87-degree air temperature, dew point 75, southeast wind coming in at 13. Warm, steamy afternoon. We're kind of locked into this pattern of a general easterly wind flow or southeasterly wind flow, a big ridge of high pressure, dry air aloft, and a sinking dome of air. It's just not going anywhere. Until we can nudge that high pressure ridge out of the way and kind of open the floodgates for some of that air from the north to sink southward, not much is really going to happen to change our weather. Well, that starts to change next week. We get a series of little impulses that will kind of chip away at that high pressure ridge, and eventually we're going to, I think, develop a low pressure area along the Louisiana coastline that'll move northward and really draw down some significantly cooler air in about 10 to 14 days or so. So we'll be waiting for that before the end of the month, I think. 92 degrees. Our current air temperature, we have our forecast air temperature this afternoon. I think that's probably a pretty good bet. 10% chance of rainfall, I'll put that in there. And we'll have a temperature in the 80s as we head into the evening time, kind of tapering off a little bit more slowly than we might normally see at this time of year because of the moisture in the air. Radar's quiet, not a drop of rain falling anywhere. Even in the panhandle, it's pretty quiet. You got to go back to the north along the stalled frontal boundary. It's located just to our north to find the rain showers, and there's still some pretty good heavy rain falling back to the west. We're getting some general southeasterly wind flow kind of rising up over top of a front, gently lifting a large layer of air and producing these kind of steady rain showers. Not seeing the kind of heavy rain that we saw yesterday, but still some of it has pockets of heavier rainfall, particularly in areas where we had some flood warnings up there yesterday. So a continued threat exists. And as we head into the next 24 hours, what we'll notice is the frontal boundary kind of producing some of these showers starting to sink southward, bringing the rain chance into Florida, mostly into North Florida. I think a lot of this rainfall kind of fizzling out before it ever makes it into our region. But by Friday, at least, we'll have a chance of seeing some more of these rain showers kind of move into our area. So we do have a chance of rainfall, a decent one, as we head into the weekend. Friday, Saturday, both have a rain chance. Warm again today, mostly dry today, but cooler over the weekend. Not from this front. This front really doesn't do a whole lot. It kind of washes out. It brings us a little bit of lift necessary to perhaps produce a few showers. But it's another front, not on the map yet, that will be sinking southward and perhaps provide us with a Sunday frontal boundary that will lower our temperature a little bit and really get things more to a seasonable daytime high level as we head into the beginning of next work week. Temperatures behind the front are cool. Really, we're the warmest spot in the nation right now, the state of Florida, well above many other locations across the nation. You have to go to Southern California to see anything that even kind of approximates our temperatures, and even there, it's on the cool side. They'll probably warm up to similar conditions down around San Diego today, but not into the 90s and into the upper 80s. As far as our forecast goes for thunderstorm outlook, well, the west coast of Florida is the place certainly to be today. That's where the chance for a shower or a thunderstorm is the highest in the state of Florida. But even here on our coast, it'll be kind of rare to see a thunderstorm develop today. We look for a nice day out on the waters, though, that's for sure. Light chop, 2-foot seas. The winds turning a little bit more to the west with a sea breeze in the afternoon. Beautiful, beautiful day for boating. Forecast over the next several days features sunshine for a couple of days in a row, followed by that frontal boundary bringing us a slight chance of rain showers Friday and Saturday. Dry, I think, on Sunday as another front comes through, but lowers our temperatures for Monday. And then an area of low pressure will scoot along the northern Gulf Coast and produce a 40% chance of a Tuesday shower. Scott?
John, thank you so much. Tesla says it has secured land in Shanghai for its first factory outside the United States. The California-based automaker is pushing ahead despite growing trade tensions between the U.S. and China. Tesla announced plans for the factory in July after China agreed to lift restrictions on full foreign ownership of electric vehicle manufacturers. China is the biggest global electric vehicle market in the world right now. Uber and Lyft are offering a unique service on Election Day. Both rideshare apps are planning to offer free and discounted rides to the polls on November 6th. Lyft is working with Vote.org and TurboVote to provide users with discounted rides, as well as partnering with the nonpartisan nonprofit group Vote Latino. And Uber is partnering with hashtag Vote Together and Democracy Works to provide similar options. YouTube is back up and running, but for about an hour overnight it crashed and people were freaking out. Instead of music videos or makeup tutorials, users saw this error message saying there was a problem with the network. The outage began around 9:45 last night. It ended about an hour later. Philadelphia police tweeting, "Yes, our YouTube is down too. Please don't call 911. We can't fix it." YouTube has not said yet what caused that outage. Still to come in your Suncoast News, we'll check in one more time with Chef Judy in the kitchen, and we'll tell you which pop star accidentally leaked her potential engagement.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Blue 32, Blue 32, hot, hot. It's the Gettle Gridiron Challenge. The game's on to sell 2,000 vehicles. 12 teams compete for the #1 spot. Score a great deal at every Gettle dealership. Buy with 0 down. Make no payments for 90 days. Choose from 14 of your favorite brands, all on sale. Who will make it to the end zone? You decide. Rush to a Gettle location near you or visit Gettle.com.
Gettle's got it.
ABC7's official Suncoast Hurricane Guide arms you with vital information you need to protect your family and property when severe weather threatens the Suncoast, including how to create your readiness plan and survival kit. Download yours today at mysuncoast.com.
Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Subaru vehicles hold their value better than any other brand for 2018, according to ALG. And Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's most trusted brand for 4 years running. The Subaru Impreza is an IIHS top safety pick for 11 years running. Lease a new Subaru Impreza today for just $182 a month, or get 0% financing with 0 down. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to Mesobook.com.
Recovery from mental and substance use disorders is real.
You can recover.
It's possible. It happens every day.
Never give up on yourself.
Discover hope and help.
The world is a beautiful place again.
Join the Voices for Recovery. For confidential information for mental and substance use disorders, call 1-800-662-HELP.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Oh, that's good. That's tasty, Judy. It tastes so healthy.
You know,
How do you
that's
get it
what I
light and
love
fluffy
about
like
it.
that?
Because you're using the fresh carrots and that turmeric and everything. It's and you just use chicken stock and the tahini paste, which makes it so creamy, but without any dairy in it, which is what I like. So it gives it that rich depth without any of the cream, and then different textures with raw carrot on top, tahini sauce, a bite of lemon in it, and of course your favorite pistachio nuts. Come on, I mean, you got to put
Absolutely
pistachio nuts in anything for John.
That's wonderful. Recipe on our website, mysuncoast.com. This would be a great Thanksgiving dish.
Well, thank you.
First
little
course.
starter.
Yeah, good stuff. Recipe on our website, mysuncoast.com. Dining link button. Thanks, Judy.
Thank you.
Scott?
Can't wait to try it. Thank you, guys. In entertainment news, is Lady Gaga trolling everyone, or did she let it slip that she's getting married? As she was finishing her speech about sexual assault and mental illness at the Elle Magazine Women in Hollywood event Monday, she thanked her fiancé, Christian. Lady Gaga has been dating talent agent Christian Carino since last year. Her publicist has not yet commented. Lady Gaga was engaged to actor Taylor Kinney before they broke up in 2016. For the first time in more than 20 years, Adam Sandler has a new comedy special coming. Sandler's new Netflix program is a stand-up comedy special called 100% Fresh. Although the Saturday Night Live alum has released a number of albums over the years, this is his first comedy special since 1996. Sandler and Netflix have had an ongoing collaboration, including a 4-film distribution deal. The special is scheduled to debut on October 23rd. And more people are watching Netflix. The streaming service now says it added almost 7 million subscribers in the third quarter, beating expectations by about 2 million. Sales for the quarter were up about 34% to $4 billion. The Wheelie King is earning his crown. The 49-year-old Kurt Osborne began his wheelie across America last Friday in Santa Monica, California. He hopes to finish his jaunt, riding 2,900 miles on just one wheel in about 45 days. Osborne is at times encased in a square plexiglass trailer with no bottom to protect him from the wind and rain. Osborne is trying to break his own 1999 record and says he hopes his feat will inspire young people to put down their phones and make fitness a priority.
Wow.
How does he do that?
Don't know.
But it's a good message.
Yeah,
Put
it
down
is.
your phone and get out there.
Have a great day, everyone. We'll see you again at 4.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do it yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
For the best car buying experience, go to Sunset Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat in Sarasota, where you always get better prices and a bigger selection, like the lowest prices and largest selection of American-made muscle. Right now, get the forever furious Dodge Challenger SXT, or get best-in-class highway driving range and all the horsepower you can handle in a new Dodge Charger SXT. Your choice, just $23,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat in Sarasota.
At Tidewell Hospice, we know it's never too late to say thank you to our military veterans. The Tidewell Honors Veterans Program has provided care to more than 13,000 military families since 2008. Tidewell volunteers help honor veterans through special pinning ceremonies that demonstrate our appreciation for the freedom our veterans fought to defend. If you know a veteran who can benefit from end-of-life care, call or visit tidewell.org today. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
It's rainy season on the Suncoast. Storms can pop up at a moment's notice. Sometimes it's just rain. Sometimes it's much worse. When there's the potential for severe weather, you need to know fast. Trust ABC 7 First Alert Weather to get you the information you need right away. We focus on the storms that impact where you live, and we're committed to alerting you with important information as soon as we get it. When severe weather strikes, trust ABC 7 First Alert Weather. We're here for you.
Thank you. Bye. Have a good night. Be safe.
What are you doing? You are the best protection she has. Buddy up. I'm Jill Harrington. Please visit HelpSaveTheNextGirl.com and get involved.
ABC 7, the Suncoast's official Florida lottery station.